What it is, folks, your homeboy Ferg back again with another edition of this Put It On Something Special. As I continue to ask the question, who's the GOAT QB? All right, y'all see today we will be looking at the resume of Troy Aikman. Okay, I know this man is near and dear to Cowboys Nation. You feel me? To my brother Ray Caesar Leo, who is the voice of Cowboys Nation. You know what I'm saying? So that Cowboys team of the 1990s is very special to Cowboys fan, man. That dynasty, winning 3 Super Bowls in a 4-year stretch. You know what I'm talking about? Cowboys fans still to this day are yearning for those days. You understand? So we want to look at Troy Aikman because I never hear his name come up in the GOAT talk. Even though he has the 3 Super Bowls and he is a Hall of Famer, his name is never brought up. So I want to look at his resume, okay? Y'all tell me what y'all think. But before we get into it, I need y'all to do this. All right, it costs you nothing to hit that button. Make sure you subscribe, and make sure you share it to all your partners. You know what I'm talking about. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. We're talking about Troy Aikman. And if you missed the previous ones I've done, make sure you go back and check out the entire playlist, okay? Y'all check out all of them. I've already done Sammy Barr, Otto Graham, Johnny Unitas, Bart Starr, Fran Tarkenton, Joe Namath, Roger Staubach. For you Cowboys lovers, I did one on your boy, Captain America. I did one on him too. Check that one out. All right, Terry Bradshaw, who y'all Cowboys fan, y'all probably hate him. Joe Montana, you probably hate him too. Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, Randall Cunningham, John Elway, and Warren Moon. Those are the ones I've done already. Go back and check those out to go with Troy Aikman. You feel me? But let's get into Troy's resume, dog. Troy Aikman played with the Dallas Cowboys for 12 seasons. All right, from 1989 to 2000. He's one of these guys that when I keep telling y'all that today's game is different from the game that even I grew up watching. I ain't even talking 60s and 70s and nothing like that. Not even 80s. I don't really remember 80s like that. I was a baby for real. But like 90s ball, you could still knock the quarterback's head off. And Troy Aikman, one of them ones that got his head knocked off. You feel me? Like the game that's allowing Tom Brady to play all these years, Troy Aikman played that game. And that brother got rocked. He suffered a whole lot of concussions. You know what I'm talking about? I would say that took years off this man's career. You know what I'm talking about? He's a classic pocket passer. He's known for his accuracy, pinpoint accuracy, actually. Now, the Cowboys dynasty of the 90s was a run-oriented team. Emmitt Smith, Hall of Fame running back, the all-time leading rusher. That team was geared around him. But Troy Aikman, in one of the videos I was watching about him, he stated basically that he believed his numbers would be comparable to Marino and Steve Young, Brett Favre, guys that were doing stupid numbers in the 90s. This man was like, I could do those numbers as well if I played in a different offense. You feel me? Y'all tell me what y'all think about that. Do y'all think Troy would have had better numbers if he was in a different situation? Do y'all think he shouldn't even be saying those shit like that and just be happy that he was in a situation like that and got those bowls? You feel me? Let me know what y'all think. But I can understand why Troy Aikman probably saying that, because his individual accolades just didn't pile up like that for real. You know what I'm talking about? When you look at somebody like a Brett Favre who ran off those MVPs and shit like that. And because Troy Aikman didn't win an MVP, he did get into the Hall of Fame, okay? Class of 2006. But like I said, he got what you play the game for. And that's those rings. He got 3 Super Bowl rings with the Cowboys. They went to the Super Bowl after the 1992 season, after the 1993 season, and also after the 1995 season, and won all 3 of them things. You feel me? His playoff record was 11-4. Playoff passing yards, he threw for 3,849. His playoff passing yards per game was 240.6. All right. In terms of playoff touchdowns, he threw 23. Playoff interceptions, he threw 17. His playoff passer rating was 88.3. His regular season record was 94-71. His regular season passing touchdowns wasn't as high as you would think, for somebody who's in the hall like that, with only 165, which ranked 37th when he retired, and is now 76. But again, that was a run-dominated offense. And all this goal line passing and shit that you see in the league now, no, fuck that shit. Emmitt Smith was getting that. And if Emmitt wasn't getting it, they going to give it to Moose. But mostly Emmitt going to get it. You see where Emmitt is on the all-time touchdown list as well. You know what I'm talking about? In terms of regular season interceptions, he threw 141, which ranked 45th. That's now 69th. In terms of passing yards, Troy Aikman threw for 32,942. That ranked 20th when he retired. That's now 41st. His regular season passer rating was 81.6. That ranked 16th when he retired. That's now 71st. His regular season passing yards per game were 199.6. All right. Like I said, he was a classic pocket passer, but he did get over 1,000 yards, on the ground for his career. He got 1,016. All right, that's actually more than I would have thought he got. You know what I'm saying? Rushing touchdowns, he ran for 9. But y'all know my favorite thing in this whole project, if you've been paying attention for real, is I like to look at what the quarterback had with him. Okay, what type of defense did they have? What kind of running game did they have? Who were the coaches? What are the notable offensive teammates? You feel me? So let's get into that. Troy Aikman was blessed to have 7 top 10 scoring defenses during his career with the Dallas Cowboys, and that included all 3 Super Bowl winning teams. Okay, so that's something that's kind of left out of the Cowboys story of the 90s. Everybody talks about Emmett and Troy and Michael Irvin, I'm talking about the triplets. But, when it comes to the defense, people outside of Cowboys Nation, I assume, because I would hope Cowboy Nation would, bring up guys like Charles Haley, who I'm saying it like that because I've learned some shit about Charles Haley. I had heard previously that he was kind of wild, but I've read a book about these 90s Cowboys. You know what I'm talking about? That was a wild boy. They telling me Charles Haley would just come, they'd be whipping this shit out and putting it on folks' shoulders and shit and telling folks they want to suck. Like, Charles Haley, a wild boy. But you're a bad motherfucker in terms of getting after that quarterback. You feel me? Of course, you got Prime Time came over that bitch in 95. You feel me? And I think Prime gets his due, but they just collectively, that defense, 7 top 10 scoring defenses over Troy Aikman's time with them. And again, in all 3 Super Bowl winning teams, they had one. Okay. In terms of the running game, of course, if you got the number 1 all-time leading rusher, you're going to expect that they're going to have some great rushing offenses collectively. And that's true. All right. During Troy Aikman's time with the Dallas Cowboys, they had 6 top 10 rushing offenses. And that included all 3 Super Bowl wins. Okay. So maybe that's why you don't hear his name up there as much, because maybe people are looking at it like, man, look what you had with him. But as y'all have seen in this project, if you've been paying attention, a lot of these quarterbacks who won these bowls have had similar stuff. Okay. But let's look at the coach. All right. Jimmy Johnson was the guy who really put this thing together for real. Okay, Jimmy Johnson. Now we know, if you pay attention to sports, you know Jerry Jones. All right, Jerry Jones got to be the most famous owner in sports. Got to be. It's the Cowboys' most famous team. They're the most valued team. And this motherfucker's out there. He's the owner and GM now and all that kind of shit. You got to know him. But after he first bought the Cowboys, he fired their legendary coach Tom Landry. You know what I'm saying? The guy that basically was the coach of the Cowboys from its infancy on through the late 80s. Jerry Jones got rid of him and installed Jimmy Johnson, and Jimmy Johnson was running the whole fucking show, basically. You know what I'm talking about? He's the one making those moves. He's the one that traded away Herschel Walker and got all those draft picks, and then he's the one that drafted these guys, you know what I'm talking about, and really put the thing together, and then stayed on their ass to get the best out of them. He did that. You know what I'm saying? He recently got into the Hall of Fame. He's in the Hall of Fame class of 2020. He one of them ones because he also got it done in college too. You know what I'm saying? So Jimmy Johnson coached his ass off. Then when he went down into Miami, he didn't get a bowl, but you know they had some success. They were pretty good. You know what I'm talking about? But Jimmy Johnson, it was a driving force in terms of that 1990s dynasty. But him and Jerry Jones could not get along, y'all. It's like them boys were having a pissing match or something. Like both of them wanted all the credit. Jerry couldn't just be cool with being the owner, and Jimmy, you know, didn't want that motherfucker nowhere around, nowhere involved at all. Like, just shut the fuck up and let me do my job. Like, you don't even know shit about football. Like, and so that shit just didn't coexist. And so after winning 2 bowls back to back, well, it's still a relatively young team. So you looking at a window like a motherfucker. Jerry Jones fired that man and brought in Barry Switzer. Okay. Now, Barry Switzer was a legendary college coach for Oklahoma. Okay. Had great success in Oklahoma. All right. But he was different from Jimmy Johnson. So, like, Jimmy Johnson was on the motherfucking ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to goddamn do everything that I'm telling you to do. In terms of practice. Now, we know them 90s Cowboys were wilding the fuck out. They were wilding the fuck out. I mentioned Charles Haley wilding out in the locker room. A lot of them boys were wilding out off the field. See Michael Irvin. Okay? Some wild shit, the Cowboys. But in terms of practice and all that kind of shit, Jim Johnson, one of them boys there. Barry Switzer was different. Barry Switzer was different in that league. Okay? But even with that, he had a good playoff run in 1994, but them 49ers got him and went on to win the Super Bowl that year. And then, but they bounced back after the 1995 season and won the Super Bowl. Okay? Now, most people still get that credit to Jimmy Johnson because he was the one that still assembled those players. And then in 95, for the 95 season, you know, Jerry Jones dropped that bag on Prime and brought him over there and, you know, pretty much sealed the deal. But I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all think Barry Switzer deserves more credit for that bowl than he actually gets? You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. He might get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I don't know. His career was 64-40 with the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? He did, like I said, he definitely is like a god-like figure for Oklahoma football in the college football world. But in NFL, it seems like most people still kind of look at it like, hey man, you won that shit with Jimmy Johnson, boys. You know what I'm talking about? Troy definitely didn't like the fact that the man was so laxed with his approach. Like, he felt like, god damn, like when Jimmy Johnson was there, Troy Aikman felt like, okay, Jimmy can be the bad cop and I can be the good cop. You know what I'm talking about? Like, Jimmy can get on their ass, and even though I agree with him, you know what I'm saying, I just kind of talk to the guys and like, hey man, you know, he is I just do what he's doing. But really, he believed in everything Jimmy Johnson saying. But it's like when it's like when Barry Switzer came there, he didn't have the good cop, bad cop scenario. He had to be the bad cop all damn time. So he had to light into motherfuckers' ass all the time, and you know, he didn't really like that. You feel me? But I want y'all to tell me this, Cowboys Nation, football fans in general. Do y'all think that Cowboys dynasty of the 1990s would have continued if Jerry Jones had not fired Jimmy Johnson? Let me know that. All right, let me know that in the comment section. All right, but let's get to these offensive teammates, man, because he had some notable ones, some all-timers to go with him. Okay, as I alluded to previously, Troy Aikman had the opportunity to play with Emmitt Smith, Hall of Fame running back, class of 2010. He played with Troy Aikman from 1990 to 2000. And Emmitt, as I alluded to, is the all-time leader in rushing and rushing touchdowns. Okay, so y'all saw I said Troy only threw for 165 touchdowns in the regular season. Goddamn it, you see why. You see why he only threw for 165 regular season touchdowns. That bitch was going to Emmitt Smith. You understand me? He won an MVP. All right, Troy doesn't have one, but Emmitt does. He got that done in 1993. Again, the world was different. A running back could get the MVP award, America. You know, these boys are getting shitted on nowadays. Emmitt Smith had 11 straight seasons of 1,000 yards. 11 straight seasons of 1,000 yards. Emmitt was a bad motherfucker. Okay. Me personally, I'm a Barry Sanders guy. You feel me? But Emmitt had that longevity. Emmitt had good vision. You know what I'm talking about? Emmitt had a mean stiff arm on his ass. You know what I'm talking about? But they had a hell of a line too. Okay. And that includes the guy that I'm about to mention right here. Larry Allen. Hall of Fame lineman, class of 2013. He played with Aikman from 1994 to 2000. He made 7 straight All-Pro teams. 7 straight All-Pros. That's some tough shit there now. He's on the all 1990s and all 2000s teams. So that motherfucker is one of them ones. Also, Troy Aikman played with Hall of Fame wide receiver Michael Irvin. Now, I fuck with Michael Irvin. This my boy. I know I'm Packers all the way down, but I fuck with Michael Irvin. You know what I'm talking about? He played with Aikman from 1989 to 1999. He's another one of these guys that in this era, his career would have even been longer. Like, you can knock a receiver's head off back then, and that's what happened to Michael Irvin, bro. Like, he wasn't scared to play physical. He wasn't scared to go across the middle or anything like that. But back then, all this defensive receiver that you see today, which that penalty needs to be there. I don't want nobody getting CTE. I'm just saying, when you're comparing these eras, you got to take that into account. This man was in an era where you had to have some courage to go across that bitch. And he had that. And it did cost him some time in the league. But we see that boy ain't missing no meals, you know what I'm talking about. He's still doing his thing because he had that damn personality. You know what I'm talking about. He's actually the one who's known as a true leader of the 1990s Cowboys. Okay? Coked up or not. Okay? Coked up and sexed up or not. Cause they say that boy was goddamn fucking good left and right too. You know what I'm talking about. Cowboys, 90s Cowboy had that with the White House. That was supposed to be they, play palace, basically, you know what I'm talking about. And Michael Irvin, one of the ringleaders of that shit. Michael Irvin even stabbed the motherfucker up in the locker room. Like, I never knew this shit till I read the book. Wow, Michael Irvin, wild boy. But all that aside, they say this man was the true leader, the driving force. You were not gonna outwork him. He gonna do all that shit. He gonna snort that blow. He gonna do whatever else. Fuck these girls. But he gonna be on time for practice. He gonna bust his ass harder than everybody in practice. He gonna get the job done. You feel me? He's on the all 1990s team. Like, I consider him a possession receiver. Like, I don't really consider him like one of those guys take the top off like a Randy Moss or something like that. Not just uber or not like really physically imposing like a Calvin Johnson or something like that. But goddamn, you need a third Nate he'll get you that goddamn third and 8. And ain't that what you need? You need a motherfucker to move them chains. And playmaker get that goddamn third and 8 and get up and be pointing that ball at motherfucker. Playmaker bad motherfucker. Playmaker bad man. Shout out to Mike Irvin. And he's hella entertaining in sports media too. Alright. Hella entertaining. Cowboys Nation, I know he be the main one leading y'all charge when saying y'all gonna win the damn Super Bowl every year. But he was a bad man, you know what I'm talking about. But Troy Aikman played with some guys, man. Other guys, now, when I give y'all these notable guys, usually I'm just giving you the Hall of Famers, but y'all know some of the other guys, man, especially off that line. I saw a dope documentary about some of those guys because a lot of them are, at least were unheralded and went on to be great for this team collectively as a unit. Like Nate Newton comes to mind, you know what I'm talking about. But with all that, a lot of folks don't have Troy Aikman up there as somebody with a resume that should be considered GOAT-like. You feel me? Y'all let me know why that is. Based on his resume, based on the numbers that you heard, based on what you saw he had with him with the 7 top 10 scoring defenses, the 6 top 10 rushing offenses, having a guy like Emmitt Smith in the backfield, having Mike Irvin out there, you know what I'm talking about, having that vaunted offensive line that we know of. You know, does that take away from his greatness? Or do you say, should we say, who Troy Aikman was helped facilitate all of that? You feel me? With all this craziness going on in the locker room, with a guy like Charles Haley and outside of the locker room with so many of them motherfuckers. From what I read, it didn't seem like Troy Aikman was in all that wilding out like that for real. Maybe him being a stable QB, being an accurate guy, maybe that's just what this team needed. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if they have a guy with the reputation of like a Johnny Manziel or something, like even with his accuracy, but if he had like that mindset, that party guy mindset, does the 90s Cowboys work? You know, to go along with all these other characters. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But whatever the case is, did get 3 of them things. All right. But I'm going to keep asking the question, and I'm going to need y'all to do this. All right. Subscribe. Remember, it costs you nothing to hit that button. Like I said, I'm going to keep asking the question. Who's the GOAT QB? All right. Put it on something. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me across all social media platforms. Like the videos and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit StatementTees, LLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.